28, I live in Swindon.
I want to be the best fighter I can be. I want a belt round my waist.
My family were all boxers. My cousin could have become professional. It runs through the family deep. I wanted to box, but because of my arm, the boxing ball wouldn't give me a licence, so I turned to MMA. Family respect for me is a massive thing.
Yeah, I bought him a pair of boxing gloves when he was 2 years old. It was always there, the power was there, the instinct was there, the fight was within. If I'm totally honest, I'd rather him stop now. It's not just the blows you take, it's the trauma to the body with the weight loss. I'd like it to stop, perfectly honest.
Right now, I'm doing a 40-minute boiling hot salt bath and sweatsuit experiment to see how much weight I can lose just by draining water out of my body. I need to lose about 11 kilos before my fight in a few weeks' time. I'll repeat this either the night before or the morning of the weigh-in just to get any excess weight off. It's definitely not all glamour.
What's that?
That's me sweat top. Sit 20 minutes from now. You're hotter than sitting in a sauna, possibly even with your clothes on. You can feel it draining, you can feel all the shit moving. Whoever thought of this is a fucking idiot. $108.6. So I can do about 3 kilos the night before. When I first started, it was very hard to get fights. My opponents, it was a lose-lose situation. To them, it was, if they lost against a guy who won arm, which makes them look absolutely terrible. And if they won, it was, well, he had one arm, so it's nothing to be proud of. It's got easier because I've proved myself. I want to be the best fighter I can be. I want a belt around my waist, and I want to prove to people what people can do.
Let me worry about myself. Give me everything you've got, every time. Don't go soft. My name is Sam Kay. I'm 23 from Kendal. I train Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I'm missing most of my arm from the shoulder down. I don't have an elbow. Refusing or not wanting to roll with me because of my disability, it's discrimination. It is very difficult to find other disabled people to fight, but that is something I'm trying to change. Crip Jiu-Jitsu is a combination of cripple and Jiu-Jitsu. Own what you are. I probably use the word cripple 10, 15 times a day, minimum. If you own an offensive word, it doesn't mean anything to you. These are T-shirts that I had designed, and there's people that have them all over the country, just to help raise awareness of the fact that there's, you know, crippled guys out there that are trying to fight as well.
Life growing up for Sam was really quite difficult. There was a lot of bullying, so, you know, my instinct was just to say to him, look, get the first punch in, and if your teacher tells you off, I'm happy to stand your corner, I'm your parent. I've told you to smack them, and if there's an issue, they can come and see me.
Having my dad saying, you know, you can do it, you're all right, it does make a big difference. And at the point when I eventually did stand up for myself, I did feel a bit more of a confidence boost. Yeah, it just carries on from then, and then starting the martial arts and, you know, sharing my knowledge with people. And if it wasn't for gaining that confidence at a young age, I would have never started it. About 12 months ago, I set up a Facebook page, Disabled BJJ UK. It's going to sort of spearhead the movement for disabled athletes to fight. I've got a message here from a 19-year-old. Basically, he's got cerebral palsy and he's in a wheelchair. He said he's wanted to train jiu-jitsu for a long time, but never actually had the confidence to go into a gym. The hardest thing you will do is walk through the front door. People have memories of school PE sessions, being picked last, being sort of left in the change rooms, bullied, and when they come into something as hands-on as a contact sport, they expect exactly the same treatment. However, it isn't like that at all. Once they're in, they will have the support of everyone in that club. Whether it's a 9-year-old kid with cerebral palsy or a 42-year-old man that's just had his legs blown off, you need to see somebody else doing it in order to believe that you can do it. That's what the page is. It will give you that confidence. It will give you that belief just by seeing other people do it. The Facebook page for this is just the start. I want to build this into something bigger than I can even imagine at the minute. I want to fill stadiums combining different disabilities, different combat sports. Fuck the Olympics, I don't want them involved. But I want to grow this from the vision that I have now. I'm now going to do what I want, take my dream and run with it.
The worst thing anyone could ever say to me is, I'm not going to fight you. I want you to fight me, and I want you to hit me. You will realise you're in for a war. My name's Jack West. I'm 19, from Northampton, and I'm the only competing cage fighter in the UK with cerebral palsy. I love MMA. The sport is just what I'm built for. You can't beat the feeling of being in the cage. It's like being in Rome, and when that bell goes bang, I'm in the mood, I'm in the zone. I've got cerebral palsy on my right side. It's the motion isn't there and the power isn't there. So I always try to fake a punch with my right to then set up the piston of the left hand, bang, hit hard. If it lands properly, it's good night, good night. Oh, my fuck, man. Oh. I've dislocated my shoulder, broken my nose, dislocated my fingers a few times. My doctors, advise against it. They always have. Doesn't mean that's going to change anything. Pain means you're alive. So I haven't had a fight in nearly a year due to shoulder injury, but in a couple of weeks' time, I'll be fighting again, back to my old self, back at home.
Arse down, back flat, tension out the bar, drive with your legs. Up. Perfect. Reset, up. Beautiful. Quality stuff.
I'm showing the rest of the world that disability as such can be overcome. You can make yourself stronger than your excuses, and you should. The only disability is a bad attitude. To start with, I did do MMA to fight back at the guys who used to bully me when they used to call me all these bad names like spastic, cripple, whatnot. Now, MMA has changed my life. Now, when I look at myself in the mirror, I genuinely love what I see, and I don't think many people with cerebral palsy can say that. My mum's coming to my fight in a couple of weeks.
Seeing Jack get hit in front of a crowd is the worst thing ever, but in the same respect, I'm behind him 100%, even though I wish that he'd taken up something else. Knitting, crocheting, it would have been a lot safer.
Did your dad give me there the fight?
No. He always told me I'd never amount to anything in MMA. I just said, do you know what? It's my life. And then from that point, just haven't seen him, haven't spoken to him. That was last year. And now it's almost nearly 2 years now. The worst thing anyone could ever say to me is, I'm not going to fight you. And I'm not going to fight you because you're disabled. I want you to fight me, and I want you to hit me. You will realise you're in for a war. I've had 3 amateur MMA fights, all against able-bodied people. I've beaten 2 of them. In a couple of weeks' time, again, I will prove to everyone, disabled people, you can do anything.